Hello and welcome. This presentation will be 5 minutes of Persian preview, and then the rest you can watch in English language by Hugh Paul. So feel free to forward this to the fifth or sixth minute. Find the English version where the screen goes totally blue and you will hear the English presentation. I'm Arif Gilany reaching you out from Toronto, Canada. Thank you for your patience. سلام دوستان عزیز ایرانی. خانواده محترم، دوستانی که با ما در تماس هستید و همیشه میپرسید چه خبر. اخبار رو خواستم لایو براتون از دبی، از یوکی بیارم خدمتتون، ولی قبل از اینکه این اخبار رو براتون روشن کنیم به زبان انگلیسی خواستم یه پریویوی زبان فارسی بهتون بدم از این پرزنتیشنی که ساختیم براتون. میخوام یک کمی سلایداشون رو بهتون نشون بدم و وقتی این موزیک داره میره ما هم یک صحبت ها اینجا رو داشته باشیم. پرزنتیشن همینطوری که میبینید در 5 دقیقه دیگه آغاز خواهد شد. من اینجا در خدمت شما هستم. بخوام بگم که ما در کشور کانادا فعلا لایسنس رپرزنت نیستیم، ولی برای 10 سال بودیم و عارف گیلانی هستم با تیم رویا بخشان. در خدمتتون خواهیم بود در دقایق آینده. فعلا که میخواستم درباره تاریخچه پول براتون بگم و کی از کریپتو و این جریان ها استفاده میکنن. فعلا 861 میلیون در دنیا هستن که از این استفاده میکنن. بسیاری از شما دوستان از ایران هستید. از منبع پول، از جایی که قبل از مسیح 600 سال قبل از مسیح اولین کوین ها پیدا شده. در 1990 690 به چک و ترافلرز چک و اینجوری کاغذ تبدیل شد که قبل از این آفریقایی ها روی پاپیروس این معاملات رو انجام داده بودن. الان در 1950 ویزا مسترکارد اومدن به دنیا و 2014 اپل پی و گوگل پی و که علی پی هم که توی چین بودم 1-2 ماه قبل اونجا خیلی رواج داشت. الان داریم معرفی کریپتو کارد رو انجام میدیم. اسمش هست اوروم و الان پرزنتیشن در 3 دقیقه دیگه شروع خواهد شد. دوست عزیزمون آقای براین بنسن که میتونید خودتون حتما گوگلش بکنید و بپرسید ببینید کی هستن. سابقه خیلی زیادی در رواج کریپتوکرنسی در تمام دنیا، به خصوص آمریکای جنوبی که این کریپتوکرنسی اول از چین درست شد بر علیه قیام بر علیه دلار آمریکایی و ایشون وقتی از اونجا مرخص شد 110 میلیون دلار داشت که توی کریپتو بود و این ربات زیبا رو درست کرده که به همه سود برسه. فورب مگزین که یکی از مگزین های آمریکاست، اولین، یعنی تمام مشهورهای دنیا، بهترین های بسکتبال، بهترین های پول، ثروتمندترین ها رو به نمایش میذاره. درباره ایشون آرتیکل نوشته بود که میخواد که بله دوستان، همانطور که با ما هستید، ما الان در حال ورود به اتاق زوم هستیم که این پرزنتیشن از اونجا انجام خواهد شد. لطفاً با ما باشید. و چون که اون لینک رو از دست دادیم، از خلاقیتمون استفاده خواهیم کرد و میریم توی فیسبوک و از توی مسنجر یه گروپ هایی داریم برای اوروم که میتونید شما از اونجا بالاخره در جریان تمام این اطلاعات باشید. دوستانی که وقت میزنن روی فیسبوک این چیزا، همین الان از فیسبوک لانچ میکنم و شما این رو خواهید دید.
Alt D is in several times, so we'll be sending out the same link there. Arm, you're logged in a couple of different devices. So welcome to the call, and he starts the A list along with Aaron and Andrew and Abel. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. And Andy and Arif and Faye in the room tonight, and people from all over the world essentially. Quite a few in here from UK, Ireland. Where else do I see? I see Canada's in the house, of course. I see Nigeria. I see Joy. I can't. I have a Dr. Joy, so that's not Dr. Joy. Lulu's in the room. Okay. Lots of L's, lots of R's. Simon, how you? So Hill's in the room. Winston's in the room. Fuama's in the room. Tony, several Tonys. Tony $1, Tony Alexander, Tony Chakuma, lots of Tonys and Somas, and Zoom users here. iPhones here as well. That Zoom user and that iPhone show up at every meeting. I see them all the time. Welcome to the call. And Sofra as well from the Z team is in as well. Z or Z, whatever way you pronounce it. Well, listen, I'm just running through the numbers here. Big numbers on tonight. And this is Tuesday. We're on this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on the same link. If you have any other guests that like to see the presentation, tomorrow, same link, same time. So without further ado, guys, let's get the presentation underway. And I'll just do a quick recording here. Record to the cloud.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you all for joining us on this webinar. We're here to have a look at the Aurum Foundation, a fabulous new platform that we came across earlier this year. We're here to examine the platform itself, but let me tell you that I don't work for this company myself. I don't get paid for presenting. I'm an independent educator, just a little bit like possibly the person that invited you to this seminar. We don't work for the company. We're independent affiliates. We're not financial advisors or accountants. We can't give you any advice in that respect, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly prudent to do your own due diligence, but we're going to share with you the little bit of due diligence that we did before we got started with this. We're going to talk about some of the products that are available. There are quite a few, but we're going to talk maybe about 3 or 4 of those products. And then at the end, if you're wanting to stay home, we're going to show you how the affiliate program works. But before we start, I think it's very important to know who we're getting into business with. That's always a key. Who's behind it? Who's the owners? Who's the CEO? And you'll be delighted to know that it's Mr. Brian Benson. Yes, this is the Brian Benson. Not quite a famous guy, but quite a well-known guy in Web3 space. And he's from California, went to school in San Diego University. And after school, he went straight into the banking industry. And he worked for Morgan Stanley, very, very famous bank, good brand. And he became a trader over there and did very, very well. But then when he left Morgan Stanley, he went into what we know as Web3. And he got involved with Binance. And of course, most of you have heard of Binance. Very popular brand, big crypto platform, quite famous, probably the most famous of all of them. And over there, he did remarkably well. He's one of these guys that seems to excel wherever he places himself. But with Binance, he became the director for Binance, and his role was to open all of Latin America. Coming from California, he was lucky to study, and he did some. He lived down in South America for a while, but he's multilingual, particularly with the Spanish, with the Portuguese. It helped him open many of the markets. He opened the Spanish, not the Spanish market, the the Mexican market, he opened Brazil, he opened Chile, he opened Peru, Colombia, all of those countries, big markets. And his role was to do the due diligence for Binance. He had his job was to open the offices, do the compliance, whatever was required back then. He also was a tech guy. He helped build some of the technology, and he did very well. Binance was nothing when he started, and he helped that whole market grow immensely. And he made a lot of very wealthy people in the process. So that's a little bit about the CEO and one of the co-founders. Now, if you hadn't heard of him, you'd probably Googled him, and that's exactly what I did. I went to Google and I typed in Bryan, that's his name, Benson, and I just put Binance behind that and did a quick search. And then I pressed the images button because I just wanted to see, was this the same guy? And of course, I was delighted to see he was all over Google. So we're not dealing with some kind of unknown person. He's relatively famous in the regions he's worked in. He's got a LinkedIn profile which verifies his working in the bank and verifies his role in Binance, so verified data. But you can see here old images, more fresher images. You can see him wearing the Binance shirt, the Binance logo, the Binance t-shirt. What else do I see here? I also see the Aurum, and that's what we're looking at tonight. So he left Binance because he felt that he couldn't get any higher in the ranking. And then he decided to pop over here where he's now CEO, where he is the big boss. He is one of the co-founders, and therefore he wants to emulate almost what happened over at Binance. He wants to create a lot of wealth for a lot of people. He wants to design 2 exchanges for the onboarding of the new market that's growing right now. I think since the Trump elections, the US elections, there's been a very positive spin on cryptocurrency. Lots of the governments are onboarding with it now. Not all of them, but lots of them. It's become very popular in social media, and let's say it's become of age. 15 years old, this cryptocurrency stuff, and now it's been adopted. We see all of the big giants in the financial world getting well stuck in. Well, I'm talking about BlackRock, one of the biggest finance houses in the world, is now building a Bitcoin portfolio. We have Strategy and Michael Saylor doing the same, and many of the institutions and banks and organizations all getting into this cryptocurrency stuff, including the Trump administration. With that said, it's onboarding is going to be the issue now for lots of customers. People want to know, well, how do I come from paper money, fiat that I'm used to, into this digital age? How do I get my hands on some of this cryptocurrency? And then the other issue people will have is, well, once you have it, how do I use it? How do I spend it? How do I live with cryptocurrency? And you want to find that this gentleman is creating an ecosystem that's going to give us the solutions to both those. I'm going to show you one of the solutions tonight, which is very interesting. There are some articles written on Aurum. Particularly the one I favor is Forbes. Forbes, I would suggest, would be a reputable media company. They do the Forbes Rich List. You've probably seen that. You know, who are the top 100 richest people in Asia? Who's the top 50 richest people in the Middle East? Who are the top 100 in the world? They do all of this data collection and all of this processing to work out these rankings. They also feature many of the big CEOs on the front cover of the Forbes magazine. But here in this particular article, they mention Aurum, saying that Aurum provides institutional grade trading. And that's, I suppose, what I would expect from somebody like Brian Benson, who has met all of these traders on Binance. And now I assume he's got the best of the crop. He's got the best talent now producing technology and trading. It's called FinTech, financial technology, over here at Aurum. And then another thing that popped up quite recently was that one of the biggest crypto, I suppose, events of the year is being held in Singapore this year. It's called Token 2049. This is the single biggest blockchain event in the world. And you've got all the big guys here. You've got the owner of Tron speaking here. You've got the owner of Binance speaking here. But guess who else is speaking here? The owner and CEO of Aurum. He's one of the main speakers. They've sponsored this event. There'll be thousands of people from around the world. CoinMarketCap will be here. The owners of many of the cryptocurrencies, I'm sure Cardano and all, Solana and all the owners will be at this event. Anybody in crypto, they have a stand there, Aurum have a stand there. So this is a very open, transparent operation, and we're very, very pleased about that. And that event starts at the beginning of next month. Not only have Forbes written about Brian Benson, but look what's happening here. They permit him to write on the Forbes Council. So it says here, Brian Benson, founder and CEO, he has written an article called Fix the Money with Technology and You Can Fix the World. What do you think he's talking about? Fix the money with technology and you can fix the world. You see, the present financial world we live in is broken. It's broken. The Federal Reserve, the central banks around the world can print as much currency as they wish. They just print it on a printing press. I can tell you that a $50 bill costs about 14 US cents to print. A $100 bill also costs 14 US cents to print. So if a $50 bill costs 14 cents and a $100 bill costs 14 cents, how come one's worth 100 and one is worth 50 and there's nothing behind it? It used to be to print money, you must have had gold in the vault to represent that money in circulation. You had to have a fixed amount of gold before you could print currency equal to that value. But in 1971, that changed. And since then, the world, I suppose, is in turmoil. We've had recessions, we've had countries going into hyperinflation. President Mugabe, you know what happened there. Venezuela, I believe, has done the same thing. Many countries have changed their currency. France's currency's gone. Ireland's currency's gone. Germany's currency's gone. They've gone through about 3 currencies. They've now accumulated with the euro. And there's lots of things happening in the financial world. But what Brian Benson talks about, our CEO, is that the blockchain can solve this. The blockchain is a digital ledger with a finite amount of tokens or coins in it, like Bitcoin, for instance. There are only 21 million Bitcoin. There won't be 22 million, 23. You can't print more. And with a finite quantity and with a demand on Bitcoin, that's why you see this surge upward. That's why they're predicting Bitcoin going to from $100,000 all the way to $1 million and beyond. That's because you can fix this money with technology. And of course, AI also is playing a big, big role. And these are the areas that Brian Benson's involved in. So quite a famous guy, speaking at the biggest blockchain event in the world, alongside the owner of Binance. I decided, let's go meet him. So I went and met him. I spent 3 days with him. Some of you people on this call were with me. And we had breakfast with him on 2 of those mornings. We had coffees in the middle of the afternoon. We had lunches. We had evening meals. And over a course of 3 days, I can promise you, this gentleman was turned inside out with questions. We asked him, like, where did he go to school in California? We asked him, where did his family live? We asked him, how long did he work with? How long did he work with Morgan Stanley? What did he do there? When you were trading, what kind of trading did you do? What are you going to do with Aurum? What's your goal here with Aurum? We asked him tons and tons of questions. And without hesitation, not looking into the sky for answers, this gentleman just rolled it out off the top of the tongue. We came away very, very, very satisfied. But of course, that's me doing my due diligence. It's up to you to do yours. So with that said, I'd rather you listen now to Brian Benson himself. So there've been many interviews. I've captured a very short interview here that he talks about a number of things you need to hear. Number one, in Binance, it was known as a unicorn company. You know what that means? It's one of these companies that come out of nowhere, inside 12 months, become a global giant. Faster than Microsoft, faster than Tesla. Binance became a global brand inside 12 months. There was massive adoption, massive growth. So he wants to create another unicorn company here with Aurum. Number two, he wants to create 1,000 millionaires. Why? Because over at Binance, that's what he saw. He saw tens of thousands of people becoming millionaires inside this cryptocurrency world, trading on exchanges, getting their hands on Bitcoin and Ethereum, building their portfolios. He saw a lot of wealth being created. So he wants now to be responsible for creating 1,000 millionaires. And he wants to build a billion-dollar brand. If this is somebody that you can align your efforts with, let's have a listen to him saying it himself. Here we go.
I think if I have to sum it up in one word, it's ecosystem. At Aurum, we're building an ecosystem, and we're really trying to focus on getting this thing to a unicorn status. And what I like to say is we want to create 1,000 billionaires. And so if we can do that, then that will be a $1 billion business. That will be a unicorn, and we'll be very excited if we can accomplish that. And we're well on our way to that. So.
Okay, and many of you have qualified. Congratulations for an upcoming event in Phuket in Thailand. There is a 5-star all expenses event being conducted with Brian Benson. You can meet him there. You can spend 3, 4, 5 days with the gentleman. And congratulations to all of you that have qualified for that. So he is a man in the public. He is a man well known. He is a man that's going to be speaking at the biggest blockchain event in the world. He's a great guy, I think. So let's tell you the bad news. That's the good news. What's the bad news? The bad news is, have you got $20? Have you got $20? Have you got the price of 4 cups of coffee? Because this is not a freebie. He's not doing any freebies here. It's going to cost $20 for the entire year to use all of his products, except the Visa card. The Visa card is something separate, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So $20. So I know what it costs locally here to get involved in the local gymnasium, where you can use the running machine, you can use the rowing machine, you can use the steam room, you can use the swimming pool. Yeah, it's a much bigger fee, but for $20, you can use all of his products. And he's got about, I think, 6, 7, or 8 products here. I've only used 4 of them, and those are the only ones I'll ever talk about, because I will not recommend or promote a product that I haven't tried and used myself. Okay, I couldn't recommend a restaurant to you if I haven't eaten in that restaurant. Same thing here. If there's 6 or 7 products, I haven't tried them all. I've tried 3 or 4, and I'm happy to talk about those. I've tried the EXI bot, which is my favorite. I've tried the Pro bot, which is not my favorite, but it's a great product nonetheless. There's use case for this as well. The Zeus bot I really like. It's exceptional. We'll talk about that tonight. And the card, this Visa card. Now, why would a Visa card be any good? What's so exciting about a piece of plastic? Let me tell you, this piece of plastic doesn't have any name on it. Your name's not on it. My name's not on it. This piece of plastic you can put cryptocurrency onto. You see, one of the problems is, how do we get cryptocurrency? The second problem is, how do we spend it? How do we use it? Well, we already got the off-ramp solution. If you make money here and you want to withdraw, you can withdraw to your Visa, go spend it, go live your life, go shopping with the card. If you need some cash, go to the ATM. This is cryptocurrency working in a digital world. But what else is exciting about that? Do other companies not do that kind of thing? Here's the big difference. No KYC, no passport, no utility bill, no driver's license required. Up to $100,000 per month can go onto this card. If you need more than that, then you must KYC. Now, this is one of the off-ramping solutions. They're going to create another card which will have KYC for those people that prefer that. They're going to create an exchange, decentralized and centralized exchange. They're going to set up lending protocols. They're going to have their own Aurum token, just like BNB. BNB is the utility token for Binance. When Brian Benson was working with Binance, it started 8 years ago, Binance did. Not so long ago, is it? And the BNB token, which is used for trading on that exchange, which is used for transaction fees, it's called the utility token, BNB. It started at 8 cents. You know how much it's worth today? Over $900. Over $900. Brian Benson told me himself, when he worked at Binance, you know how he got paid? Not in dollars, not in Bitcoin. He got paid his salary, his wages, in BNB tokens. And imagine he had held on to all of those from 8 cents going to $900 each. Isn't that spectacular? Well, he's going to have the Aurum token here. And we're not talking about that tonight. I'm just telling you a little bit about what's coming down the track in the future. There could be a great opportunity for a lot of us to have some success with the utility token with the Aurum exchange when that all rolls out. Now, the XI bot is my favorite. It's got over 2 years data. It's done exceptionally well. It's done over 450% in those 2 years. When we break down the numbers, the worst month it ever had was in July 23. It did 9.3%. That's very good. The best month it ever had was 23%. But on average, this product is delivering in around about 17.5% a month. Now, more bad news. You don't get that. I don't get that. That 17.5% on average is what the company get. What you get is determined by what you decide to deposit in your own account. It's a bit like having a bank account. This is actually the Neo bank account, the new type of bank account for cryptocurrency. They call it the Aurum Neo Bank. So let's say you deposited $109.50. That would fall into the basic category, and that would enjoy profits within around about 10% a month. It's as simple as that. If you were able to deposit, let's talk about $429.08, it would fall into the second category, and it would enjoy benefits within around 11%. If you could manage over 2,500 but less than 5,000, then you're going to get 13%. So what you deposit determines the rate of profitability that you're going to get. And one of my questions to Brian was, if you're paying out all this money, guys, how do you guys make money? He said, well, the answer's on the screen. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, if we're doing 17.5% on average, and we're only paying out 10, these customers, we're making 7% a month. If we're paying out 11%, we're making 6%. If we're paying out 12%, we're making 5%. If we're paying out 13%, we're still making 4.5%. He says, where do you think the majority of our customers will lie? They're going to be between $100 and $4,999. That's going to be the majority of people that adopt this project. So therefore, this is where Aurum will make its most money. It's actually going to make less money from the big guys. And there are lots of big guys trading here as well and using these products. Now, when I say trading, you don't have to know anything about trading. You don't have to do any trading. This is automatic. This is AI, robotic trading. It's fin technology, financial technology. It's all done for you. Very, very, very simple. Now, I want to show you an example of an account. Please bear with me that past performance is not indicative of future results. We cannot predict the future, but we're going to show you some of the past performance here. This account was started $500. And if you're watching on a big screen, you'll see that it was started on the 17th of April this year. Well, when we look in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, please, I want you to note that this screenshot from this account was established on the 7th of September, not too long ago, 7th of September. So the period of trading was from the 17th of April all the way up to the 7th of September. So how long is that? Well, let's work it out. 17th of April, May, June, July, and August. And it's not the 17th of September, so it's April, May, June, July, August. It's 4 months and 4 months and a week, something like that. Let's call it 5 months. Let's be generous. We'll call it 5 months. So how has the account performed? The $500 deposit is sitting at $849 in this period. So is that good? Does that sound good, or can you work that out? $500 becomes $849 in 5 months or less. Well, let's calculate it. To work out the profit on any account, you take the profit, you set it over the deposit, so it's $349 over 500 was the deposit. You multiply it by 100%, you get your answer. The answer is this account has done a fraction less than 70% in 5 months. Is that good? Some people can't evaluate is that good or not good. I can tell you it's exceptional. And here's how you could evaluate it. Imagine you bought a piece of real estate, a property in your location for $100,000 as an example. And let's say you acquired that property on the 17th of April this year. And now in September, you were getting $170,000 for that property 5 months later. Is that a good deal? Turning $100,000 into $170,000 in 5 months. Of course, it's spectacular. Property, real estate, generally would double over 10 years. That would be the rule of thumb. 10% a year over 10 years is 100%. You double your money in about 10 years with the right property in the right location. Gold. Let's say you got involved in gold bullion, whether it's a little gram of gold or a 5-gram bar or a 10-gram bar. It could be an ounce of gold or a kilo, depending on the client. It generally takes about 10 years for the gold to double. But here in 5 months, this is done 70%. It's not far off doubling. That tells you this is great. And this is only a small account. Can you imagine how the larger accounts do? So we're going to take a look at another account. This account started on the 10th of April. Can you see it here? 10th of April. And this account was funded with $10,000. Again, I'd like you to look at the right-hand side of your screen, bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to note that this was taken on the 16th of May. So we're looking from the 10th of April to the 16th of May. Well, that's not too hard to calculate. The 10th of April to the 16th of May is just 5 weeks. In fact, it's 1 day short, but we'll call it 5 weeks. So the account has gone from $10,000 to $12,360. That's 23% in 5 weeks. How bad? The next time the account was captured was the 24th of June. So from the period of the 10th of April to the 24th of June, we're now looking at a 10-week period. Look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. The $10,000 has grown to $15,500. Let's take a look at the next snapshot, and we're looking now at the 10th of July. So the account funded on the 10th of April is now sitting at $17,471. That's 74% in just 12 weeks. And then last month, on the 10th of August, the account doubled. It's gone from $10,000 to $20,000. Now that's like you buying a house for $100,000 on the 10th of April this year, and on the 10th of August, selling it for $200,000, doubling your money. That's the equivalent in your mind of how good this is. Now, why is it doing so good? Why is it doing so good? I can tell you one of the reasons is that this reinvest button has been engaged on this particular account. When you fund an account, it's not compounding for you. You get your profit every day. You can withdraw that profit every day. It does not go to the trading account. It doesn't go near the exchange. It doesn't get traded your profits unless you decide. The company won't do that. This is your prerogative. So when you fund your account, it's up to you to find this button and locate it and turn it on if you wish today's profit to be added to the principal to allow both of those to trade for you tomorrow. So the compounding effect of this is one of the main reasons that this account has doubled in a very short period, 16 weeks, 4 months, which is sensational. Now, of course, we looked at the 10th of August. What about the 10th of September? Let's have a look how the account has done. The same account now is sitting at $24,000. $10,000 is now $24,000 after 20 weeks, 142%. And I invite every one of you to join me on the 10th of September, October, when you will see that this account, you see the next representation from this account, and you can watch this. Now, this is not company data. This is customer data being shared with you on this particular call. Now, that's just our first product, guys. Sensational product. Everybody I know loves that product. It is the longest standing product. It does get the best results, and that's why I feature that one. They do have sister products to that called the EXI Pro Bot and the Zeus Bot, but these are available on Telegram. So you don't get these on the platform, you go to Telegram. Now, Telegram is a decentralized communication channel, a bit like WhatsApp. I would prefer WhatsApp, but Telegram is something similar. But over there, you can find these bots trading there as well, which is quite, people like that independence. They like control of their own money. They like using it on Telegram. And over there, you can withdraw your profit at any time. Let's say somebody has a little bit of Bitcoin or BNB or Ethereum sitting on a platform doing nothing, maybe sitting on an exchange. It's only going up and down with the market price. It's not growing. But over here, you can grow your Bitcoin. You can grow your Ethereum. You can grow your Pepe, one of these meme coins. You can withdraw, or you can grow your BNB. So I want to show you how that works. You go to Telegram, you search for Aurum Neobank, you click open the application, and you log in with the same credentials you have for your main account. Inside Telegram, you can order one of these cards, which are sensational, by the way. I'll feature that in just a moment. But I want to talk about this Bitcoin bot. Now on the screen, you can see that this bot has, at this point in time, 0.81. I can tell you that this account was funded on the 31st of May with 0.7. It actually went from 0.7 to 0.71, 2, 3, all the way to 0.81. So at this point in time, it had made 0.11 of a Bitcoin. But of course, the next time the account was captured was up to 0.82, jumped up to 0.84 of a Bitcoin. So you can see that Bitcoin has been growing for the customer from 0.7 up now to 0.85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 9, 9.1, 9.2, and that's where we are at the moment. And many of you on this call have followed the journey of this account, and you're willing to participate and watch this grow. We're bringing it from 0.7 of a Bitcoin all the way to a full Bitcoin, okay? And you can watch that growth. Now, of course, lots of people don't have 0.7 of a Bitcoin, but what if you had 0.07 of a Bitcoin or 0.007 of a Bitcoin? That's fine as well. As long as it's $100 or more, this bot will start trading it for you. You can take out your profit anytime you want. You can take out your principal. If there was an emergency, you wanted your Bitcoin back, you can do that at any time. It's on Telegram. You're in control of it. You can withdraw when you wish with this particular product, a great product in itself. Here's some customers putting in one full Bitcoin. Here's another one putting in 2.75. Many of you saw this just a few weeks back, but look, it's growing now. It's up at 0.2815. So this gentleman's Bitcoin is growing with Aurum as well. And now we're going to talk briefly about the Aurum Visa card. I really, really like this product. Number one reason is because no KYC. Imagine having a Visa card, your name's not on it. You can go around tapping it in the POS, the point of sale terminals. You can plug it in, swipe it, and put in your PIN code. You can connect it to your Apple Pay or Google Pay. You don't need the plastic card. You can put it in the ATM machine and withdraw money. Guys, great, great card. Because no name attached, no passport, no utility bill. And you're able to spend cryptocurrency in what I would call a predominantly fiat world. Fiat being the national currency in your marketplace. So if you're in Southern Ireland, it's going to be euro. If in the UK, it's going to be British pounds. If you're in Dubai, it'll be dirham. If you're in the United States, it's going to be US dollars. But this is cryptocurrency working in all of those markets. The shopkeeper doesn't know it's cryptocurrency. You tap the machine, they get paid in the currency they require. The fees to put this on is very low, 2.2%. But the good news is, guys, this 2.2% loading fee stays with us. It doesn't go to Visa. It doesn't go to Aurum. This 2.2% stays with this community. And you can start getting paid as people you know go shopping. Imagine you supplied this card to a neighbor of yours. Every time they put fuel in their car, you made money. What about when they get groceries every week? How would you like to get paid every time your next door neighbor bought groceries? What about a friend of yours going on holidays and using this to book their flights and you got paid? What about relations of yours going to the ATM machine, withdrawing cash and you got paid? What happens is, as we put this into the marketplace, this 2.2% loading fees is shared with the community. It's quite acceptable.
Aurum Neobank is a next-generation financial ecosystem with a fully integrated cycle. Top up your balance, earn through the trading bot, spend with your card, and restart the loop. Choose from 4 card tiers: Nova, Imperium, World Elite, and Infinity. Each unlocks access to cryptocurrency payments, low fees, and premium rewards. No verification required. Minimal fees. Physical card included. Higher transaction limits. Take control of your finances and grow your wealth with Aurum Neobank.
What would somebody with a lot of cryptocurrency pay to have this? What do you think they'd pay to have a Visa card that they could spend their cryptocurrency? Pay a fortune, wouldn't they? Well, these cards start at $33, £20, £25, $66, $99. These are for the virtual cards that work on your phone. If you want the physical one, you got to go for the Infinity at £249. But guys, $150 off the $249 fee is paid to the community, and the top-up fees, 2.2%, also these stay with the community. It's great, great value. At my training, I will show you how this works. But essentially, if you've got an overriding rank on your entire customer base, you get paid every time customers use this card. You could build a database of customers spending money, and you make money when the people go shopping. I'd just like to show you a couple of transactions working. This was the first 2 transactions ever conducted in the United Kingdom just over a month ago. Have a listen to this.
Right, here we go. First transaction in the UK for the Aurum card. Let's see this working. Authorized. Happy days.
Yeah, you'll notice in John's card, his name's not on the card. So He was sent down to the shop to get some milk, into the grocery store, grabbed some
Here we
milk.
go then, second official transaction. Lovely, thank you, Mina.
Imagine that, spending cryptocurrency in the fiat world, no matter what country you go to. And now I'm going to show you an ATM withdrawal. This is quite interesting as well. Please pay attention to this. Okay, in goes the Aurum card. Balance. Okay, so there's 5,720 on the thing. Let's do a transaction. Let's take out cash in machine. We got another maximum 800. So the fee is $3.99. Accept and proceed. In my lifetime, I know these machines tend to limit the withdrawal amount, and in the United Kingdom, it appears to be somewhere in the region of about £250, like €300, $400, something in that region. And if you presented the card again, it would say you've reached your daily maximum limit. Come back tomorrow. But you saw this limit was 800, overriding these machines, which is $1,000. And the reason it was 800 is because 40 bills came out, 40, 20 notes came out, 800. You couldn't take any more out through the gap. So, but you were able to represent the card again and again and again at the same visit and keep another 800, another 800. So a really great product. Big demand of this. We've ordered 10,000, came in very fast. And now we're in a challenge getting these printed up in time. And they're now onboarding additional suppliers to supply this card, because this is going to be a big part of the business. Of course, there's no point having a card unless you've something to put on it. So if you focus on the bot and you want to take your profit out, you send your profit to the card. That's how it works. You can also send it to a cryptocurrency wallet of your own choice. But if you'd like to use your money, just send it onto the card and go shopping with it and enjoy the lifestyle. So keep your money trading and just take out the profit, start living, but you still have your money. You don't spend your money. Your money's trading, bringing you more money. Pop it on the card and go buy your groceries. So that's a demonstration of the card working, and that in fact is our presentation over. We've taken 30 minutes of your evening or 30 minutes of your day to share information about Aurum. We looked at the CEO and co-founder of Brian Benson. We saw he's engaged at a high level in the biggest cryptocurrency platform alongside the CEO of Binance. He'll be speaking on stage at that event. They have a stand there as well. We saw Forbes writing about them positively. And we saw that Visa have co-branded with them. Now, Visa, the issuing bank, surely have done their due diligence on this company. They know who Brian Benson is. They know who Aurum is. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got into business with them. So from all of those standpoints, we felt it was something worthwhile trying. And we've shown you some of the accounts, how they performed very, very well. We've shown you the other product, the card. And that's essentially it. It's now up to you to decide what you'd like to do with this. If this is something you'd like to try, please do get back to the person that shared this information with you. If it's not for you, that's fine. Just give them a call and thank them for the information. You enjoyed the presentation, hopefully, and stay friends. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to allow those of you that like to stay on for another couple of minutes to talk about the affiliate program. There's another way to generate money as well. If you think this is a good idea, this company, Aurum, are willing to give you some additional rewards for bringing or helping or bring on board some customers. Now, most companies would advertise on television. It would cost millions of dollars to advertise Aurum, but you couldn't explain Aurum in a 30-second TV commercial, could you? Could you explain this in 30 seconds? It took me 30 minutes. No way would TV advertising work to get the message across. It wouldn't work on the radio. You can do what's called Google AdWords. You can pay Google for content and to bring on customers. But what Aurum have decided to do is they've decided to reward those customers that recommend the product. They give them some bonuses, and lots of companies are doing it. Apple are now doing it as well. Apple on their website, if you go to the bottom of their website, you click affiliate program. Apple are happy to give you some rewards if you share Apple products. It's way lots of business are doing. The banks are doing. I think it's Santander. If you brought a customer from, let's say, Barclays Bank into Santander Bank, Santander will put 100 in your account for bringing that customer on board. But the new onboarding customer will also get $100 for registering with the bank account. Tesco. Now, not everybody knows Tesco because we've got a large audience here from around the world, but Tesco in Europe is quite big. In the UK in particular, it represents about 40% of the domestic home shopping market. Tesco have an affiliate program as well. By recommending Tesco products, Tesco pay you rewards. Aurum have adopted that strategy as well. Here's how it works. It's very simple. When you start as Nova. Nova means new. Okay, so if there was a new star in the sky, it would be called the Nova Star. You are the new star in the business, and by having an account, just $100 in it yourself, you get a reward of 3% on every deposit of every customer you recommend. Simple as that. 3%, 3%. If they put in $100, you get 3%. If they put in $1,000, you get 3%. If they put in $10,000, you get 3%. So it's a very simple affiliate program. However, for higher achievers, there's more available. So if you would like to enjoy 5% on deposits, what you must do is you must accumulate $7,500 in total trading volume. That might be one customer. We saw one customer account there with 10,000 starting. So whoever introduced that customer qualified Voyager with one customer. But it doesn't have to be one customer. It might be 10 customers. It's accumulation of all customers, and they don't all have to be your customers. If you told a customer who told a customer who told a customer, all of that volume counts towards your Voyager rank. And when you hit that 7,500 total sales, you get 5% on deposits. You get your money back. Let's say you started with 100. They give you 100 back. So now you're totally out of risk. And I love that. I love a business where you're out of risk like that. Somebody put in $100. They hit the first rank. They get the $100 back. Now, what do you do with a $100 bonus? It's yours, your choice. You could put it on the card, go spend it. What else could you do? You could withdraw it to a wallet of your choice. What else could you do? You could add it to your trading bot and make the 100 make more if you wished. But that's not all you get when you hit that first rank. You also get a 5% matching bonus every day on the profits generated for your whole customer base. So not only is your account making you money, but now other people's accounts are making you money. This is a very exciting bonus. Everybody should do Voyager in your first 72 hours. If you're serious, you'll do it in 72 hours. Go and talk to a handful of customers, generate 7,500 of business, your Voyager. Now, of course, many people would like to do better than that. Vanguard is the next rank. It offers 7% on deposits, 7.5% daily matching bonus. You get a $500 cash bonus, and you only need $25,000 in total team trading. Now, Adam, who's on our call tonight, Adam introduced his first customer who started with $50,000. So with one customer, Adam went from Nova to Voyager to Vanguard, and look, he just missed Vanguard Pro. He would have needed 62.5, but he only had 50,000 with one customer. So you can rank up very, very fast. You get a $750 Vanguard Pro, $1,500, $3,000 bonus, $6,000 bonus. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side here. You get $500 bonus, $1,000 bonus, $2,000 bonus, $5,000 bonus, $10,000 bonus when you hit the 7th rank. Now, you might have heard me say, guys, 15 ranks. It doesn't end there, because the next rank It's elite, you get a $20,000 bonus. Magnet, you get a $50,000 bonus. Then there's 100, 150, 500,000. Let's just stop there. You remember what Brian Benson said on his little interview at the beginning of our presentation? He wants to create 1,000 millionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, if you arrive somewhere between legend and dominion, you're going to be a millionaire, no doubt about it. If you consider this one bonus by itself, 500,000 plus 150 is 650, 750, 800,000, 820,000 cash bonuses, plus the first page, plus now you're getting 17.5% on deposits. You're getting 25% daily matching bonus on team profits. It's a sensational compensation plan. And again, you don't have to understand it to enjoy it. It's a bit like your car. You know how to get into the car and it takes you from A to B. Yeah. You don't know how the fuel moves from the tank up through the center of the car into the engine and does all that performance inside the bonnet. You don't understand that part, but you understand the car gets you from A to B. Same here. You don't have to understand this to enjoy it. This is a vehicle. Aurum can take you from where you are now financially to where you'd like to be. You don't have to understand how the engine works. It knows. It promotes you. It pays you. It does everything just like it says. So, and you can learn more about this at our training, and we do those on a regular basis. So with that said, again, we finished the next part of our presentation, except to share with you evidence that the withdrawal systems are working. You can see that this customer on the 19th of April was able to withdraw 0.1 and a little bit more BTC. The same customer just 8 days later removed 500 USDT. Now you can remove it to a wallet of your choice, or if you have a card, you can just send it onto the card if you need to spend the money. 1 month after this, 27th of April, was the 27th of May. You can see the customer withdrew $5,000. Then 2 days after that, they were able to take out $4,500, and 18 days later, they took out $10,000. So every transaction is reported, every trade is reported, every what do you call this? Is the transaction hash ID is reported. Of course, they're covered up here for security reasons, but the withdrawals are fantastic, and the cost of withdrawals is sensational. I've seen platforms that charge 4%, 5%, 7%. Actually, I know a platform right now that's quite successful. They charge 10% withdrawal fee. These guys are charging 1% plus $1. Very, very low. I'll show you here exactly. On the 4th of July, you see they took out $3,500. On the 7th of July, they took out $20,000. Now, this is a trust wallet, if you're familiar with that. The $20,000, the customer received $19,799, just 1% and $1. Very, very, very low transaction fees. Then you can see on the 15th of July, they took out $4,000. The next day, they took out $2,500. And up here at the top, on the 6th of August, they took out $16,000. And again, what did they receive? $15,839. Incredibly low fees. Then they took out $30,000 on the 12th of August. Wow. On the 14th of August, 2 days later, they took out 6.5. 5 days after that, 4.5. It's a money machine. It's incredible. And it's entirely up to you how you develop your own business, what time and effort. Not everybody is equal, you know. It depends how many presentations you're willing to do, how hard you're willing to work, are you willing to learn, and your own appetite for success all plays a part in your success. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to draw this to a close. In about 45 minutes, we've had a fair overview of the platform. I hope I've justified it and done a reasonable job for you all. If you do like what you hear, please get back to the person that shared this link with you tonight. Get your account funded tonight. Why do I say that? Because if you do that before midnight, the deposits are collected at midnight and brought to the exchange where they're traded tomorrow, and you can have your first profits tomorrow. If you want to think about it overnight, that's fine, that's your prerogative, but then you're not going to get earning any money tomorrow. So every day counts. Please get back to the person that shared this link with you. Get your very valid questions answered, of course. Come join us, have some success with Aurum. Thank you, and have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye.
All right, welcome back, everyone. That was the most sensational presentation I've seen for the year of 2025. We're just under 1 hour. again, contact us. We're growing here. We can get you linked up with the system. We have a great team of people growing. I'm Arif Gilany. Thank you for watching. And thank you. سلام دوستان عزیز. متشکرم از توجهتون. متشکرم از وقتی که ما با بودید. لطفاً اینو دست به دست کنید تا به دست کسی برسه که تو پول از دست داده یا میخواد توی بازار تو کار صرافیه یا تو کار اکسچنج یا پول برای خانواده‌اش میفرسته. همه اینها مشامل کسانی میشه که میتونن از این کارت استفاده کنن. ممنونم. عارف گیلانی هستم. ساعت 3 هر روز در خدمت شما هستیم.